Okay, thank you so much. Kyle, you're amazing. I do want to say thank you. It has been so exciting. It's such an honor. It was an honor to be on the podcast. I'm just so impressed with you and this event. Like, let's give it up for Kyle. Thank you so much. All right, so diving in here. Again, my name is McCleve. I spent the better part of the last 10 years in the food and beverage world, restaurant business. Learned a whole bunch and been able to take a lot of those lessons, and now it's so freaking fun because I get to go do my favorite parts of business, stuff I'm really good at with other companies and do some consulting. And it's incredible. I feel super, super lucky to do that. I kind of focus on and specialize in startups, like the first 2 years is really what kind of my niche is for that. It's been super, super fun. I've been grateful that I've been able to do that. So, just a little tiny bit about my journey that I'm going to get into the topic today, which is leave them better, and it is creating lifetime customers, which if we can do that, then we'll make money and our jobs as entrepreneurs are successful, right? So I started my first business in 2013. It's a bakery, a Kolaches bakery. How many have had a Kolache ever in their life? Yeah. Okay, has anyone had Dottie's Kolaches? It's okay, it's up in Heber, it's fine. You didn't want to drive up, it's okay. I was open for about 8 or 9 years, and it's a check pastry. It's like the most kind of random thing to start, especially. I never wanted to be a baker. If you have a question about that, I'll talk to you after. It's kind of a funny story. Never wanted to be a baker. I was for 8 years, and I could bake 3 things super freaking well. That's it. That's it. So don't ask me about like cakes and cupcakes and stuff because I can't do that. But I do cinnamon rolls and kolache super well, and a couple other things. Started that in 2013, and I feel very, very lucky because at the start of my entrepreneurial journey, I was influenced before there were influencers, and one of the main ones that really, I think, strikes home for the conversation we're having today about creating lifetime customers was Tony Hsieh of Zappos.com. Is anyone familiar with Tony Hsieh or Zappos.com? Did anyone buy anything ever from Zappos.com? Let's go. Okay. Tony's my guy. R.I.P. Tony Hsieh. He wrote a book called Delivering Happiness, and that book, I mean, quite a few ones, having friends and influence people, but that one really set a good foundation for me on this idea of company culture and creating an exceptional customer experience via company culture, which I'm going to circle back to. So, because of these influencers, and because I read them when I was quite young, and when I was at the point where I could really grasp the concept of owning a business, because that was really my dream, wasn't to own a bakery, it was to own a business. When I could grasp that concept, I knew that I wanted to make it special. And I wanted it to really mean something, and something that would make a dent in the lives of the customers and the employees. Super, super important to me. So I built that into all my businesses. I started another business in 2016 called Thirst Drinks here in Salt Lake. Have you guys heard of Thirst Drinks? All right, so that one started in 2016, and both of them, I had this idea that I wanted the company culture to be really solid. It was super important. Our tagline at Thirst actually is happy drinks and treats. We say have a happy day to every single customer that goes through the drive-thru. That business, like I said, it's 2016. We now have 6 stores, and we're trending to do over $4 million in revenue this year. A lot of people have helped us get there. It's been really fun. And I think a lot of that has had to do with us prioritizing the customer experience. Another thing that I did for both of my companies is I created a couple core values. I'm going to share them with you because it's all going to tie in at the end. One of the core values I used in both businesses was leave them better. If you guys are just starting, I know a couple of you are just starting your businesses or kind of into it a couple of years. Core values are so important for so many reasons, but leave them better, meaning for my employees, it was leave your fellow teammates better. So they come in, they're having a hard day, leave them better than you found them. Do their dishes. Okay, I'm going to talk restaurant world here, okay? Do do their dishes, ask them how it is. Same thing with our customers, leave them better than you found them. Another one was, don't give crap, don't take crap. That one, it's actually a family motto. I actually directed into my business, so that's a family motto we use. So, meaning, don't give anyone a hard time, and then if someone's giving you a hard time, let's say, you stand up for yourself. I didn't go tell my employees to pick fights with people, okay? But I'm just saying, we encourage them to, not give anyone a hard time, but also not take it if they had that happen to them, which it happens all the time. There are quite a few things that I've learned and that I teach now on the topic of creating lifetime customers. We don't have a lot of time together today, so I'm just going to cut right to the meat and potatoes. And I want to briefly just gauge what you guys think. So I'm going to just give you, just for free, the number one thing that I coach people on creating lifetime customers, repeat customers. But I want to see what you guys think first. So just a little bit of audience participation. What do you guys think? I'll couple of you. The number one thing that you need to do to create lifetime customers is what comes to mind? Raise your hand if you can. Experience. Okay, like the customer experience. Amazing. Excellent choice. Customer experience, we know he thinks is number one. It's a great option. Well, what's another answer? What's another choice? Okay. Delivery, meeting the expectations of your customers. How you treat and nurture your employees. Awesome. Very bright crowd. Give yourselves a hand. Thank you for participating. Incredible answers. Okay, so through my hands-on business journey, consulting work, and study of numerous companies both large and small, the single factor that consistently distinguishes massively successful enterprises that continually attract and retain loyal customers is, we need our band for the drum roll, company culture, and I think vis-a-vis employee satisfaction. So you got it. I got a sticker for you. It's in the back. So employee satisfaction. Now, how many people here have ever heard the saying that the customer is always right? Or maybe you've said it. Just be honest. This is a family now. Let's see it. Okay. Customer's always right. I heard this very early. I had some sales jobs, and that was what we were taught. And if you're teaching that in your organization now, I would say probably shift that slightly. Here's what I mean. My notes say to say that. To say that is a load of crap. But okay. Let me tell you, I'm not saying don't provide a good customer service. I'm not saying don't go above and beyond. You need to do those things. But I'm not sure that the customer's always right is the best thing to teach our employees. So I think that this final story, to wrap up here, this is going to illustrate this. I really do believe that if you focus on your employees and creating a positive company culture, it directly translates to the customer experience. And if you neglect that, then you can live for a while, but you're not going to maybe achieve the success and longevity that you could if you would focus on this. So what industries do we have here? We have tech. What other industries? Food and beverage, restaurant. What do we got? What else? Advertising, marketing, guerrilla marketing. What else? That covers it? All right, cool. Well, think about, translate this. Communication, education, great. So this brief story I'm going to tell you kind of, I think, highlights this and tells it in a way. It is basically in the restaurant business because that's where I lived for a long time. So I had an employee who was working the drive-through line. Her name is Bailey. Drive-through for the businesses that I've created, they're the quarterback. They are so important. They have face-to-face interaction with the customers. They smile. They're the ones who are upholding those core values, creating a great customer experience, providing the product in the right way, like fulfilling the delivery right, and moving cars ahead too so the line moves quickly. That's important in the drive-thru. No one wants to wait forever. So she was working the line, and I think we got this customer's order wrong or something. And they left the line, probably got their own Kolaches, freaked out, and came back to tell us. But they weren't just like, hey, you messed up. They were yelling, like they lost it. They were using language that none of us would use in front of our mothers, okay? And Bailey was she took care of it, and it crossed the line at one point from just them complaining to like they were like really berating her. So at that point, when I could see we took care of it and no longer needed to do that, I had a couple options, right? And in this scenario, you would have two. We'll say scenario one, the customer's always right. You could teach your employee just to deal with it, make it right, say I'm sorry, continue to get yelled at until they go away, like give them their money back, whatever. In that scenario, typically what I've seen is, I'll see what you guys think. Do you think the employee felt empowered after that interaction, if that's the scenario one? Do you think that they had energy to then go provide an exceptional customer experience to the next 50 to 100 cars they have to work that day? Not so much in that first scenario. And it takes a long time to reset too when that's happened. Has anyone ever had like a customer service job where you've just gotten like yelled at and just had to like sit and take it? Not pleasant. I worked at Best Buy for years. Anyway, customer service. So I've seen that too. So that's scenario one. That's typically what can happen. Scenario two, and this is what happened. The customer was screaming, yelling, calling her names. I stepped in and said, look, we've taken care of it. We said, we're sorry, we fixed it, we apologize. You can't talk to my team that way. You need to go now. They continued to move, and they finally left. When that happened, this is my favorite part of business. I'm getting chills with this. When that happened, when I stepped in and showed my team that I had her back, that I supported her, she lit up. She knew that from then on that I would support her. And I don't think she'd experienced that. And typically you don't, especially in my world, don't typically see that enough, I don't think. She felt empowered. She was lit up. She only took a minute to recover. She did take some, her adrenaline was high, but she only took a minute, and then she had the energy to go back and really, really provide the exceptional customer experience to all those 50 to 100 customers. If scenario one had happened, I guarantee at least a good percentage of those 50 to 100 customers would have not received the customer experience that we wanted. So, now whether that be, you're selling Kolaches to people or you are selling millions of dollars worth of software, I think the principle can translate to, if you really want to, one final thing, let me just point this out too, kind of long-term effects. That employee, I hired her when she was a junior. She ended up staying for 4 years. She became an assistant manager and a manager for me, very young. 4 years in the restaurant world is like 30 years in like in the other industry. So like that's saying something. She stayed for a long time, and her staying, the effect that she had on all my other customers and the revenue that she was able to bring in and the peace of mind that she was able to bring as a manager far outweighed that one experience with that one customer. So just to sum up, if you want to blow your competition out of the water, if you want to level up and start tracking on a path to become untouchable in your industry, if you want to have customers begging to buy from you over and over and over again, take care of your employees. Diligently and intentionally create an exceptionally good company culture so you can create an environment where you feel that your team feels that you're taken care of, where they can see and buy into your long-term vision, where they are eager and excited to take care of customers because you take care of them. I hope I've left you guys a little better than I found you today, and I hope that you truly have a happy day.